All right, I've got something really special that I'm gonna cover in this video. I'm gonna be giving away my highest converting Instagram ad script that I've ever written, okay? If you wanna go ahead and just grab this, you can steal it. I'm gonna have the link in the description where you can just click it, download it, and start using it so you can sign 5 to 10 clients a month. I've got one client, Greg, right now, who used this last month. He booked 30 calls on $3,000 of ad spend and turned it into $12,000 of cash collected for his coaching business. And he's a strength and conditioning coach for volleyball athletes. And I've got another client who's a dating coach. Her name's Shelly. She booked 11 calls off $750 in ad spend and turned it into $15,000 for her coaching business. Now, before we jump in and show you the scripts, I'm going to transition to my iPad and I want to tell you why most ads fail. Okay. And then once we do that, I'm going to show you the exact scripts and you can plug and play these into ChatGPT. You can just use them as is and you'll start signing more clients. All right. So let's jump into my iPad and take it away. All right, so most people think that you need a big following to run ads first. You need a brand so you can retarget your audience, blah, blah, blah. And that's just not the case, right? I've got clients that have anywhere from 1 to 5,000 followers who are using Instagram ads to make $20,000 a month plus in their coaching business. And the other thing that I hear is, well, my niche is just so saturated. Everyone runs Instagram ads. How am I going to stand out? I'm just not. I'm just going to, focus on local marketing or whatever, or just posting on content, word of mouth referrals. Don't do that, okay? Your niche is not too competitive, all right? Let me just show you this, okay? I primarily help health and wellness coaches, so just to give you some context here. But the US population, if you guys can see this, the US population is 334 million people based on 2023, and 75% of those people are overweight or obese. Okay, that's what this line says here that I have crossed out. Of the adults, 42.4 are obese. The majority of America, if you're a health and wellness coach, have some sort of health issue. Okay, so if you're like, oh, it's just too competitive, you only need really like 30 people, right? So for every 30 clients you get, if you're charging, at least, let's say $350 a month, for every 30 clients you sign, that equals $10,000 in revenue, right? If you got it priced the right way. Just to break down here, ChatGPT doing its thing, it's saying, okay, there's 258 million who are above the age of 18. Also, that's really sad that there's 112 million people who are under 18 who are obese or overweight. That's very sad. But that's what we're here for. If you're a health and wellness coach, we're changing the game. All right. So that gives us 258 million people that are in the United States. 74% of those are overweight, which leads 191 million people are overweight, okay? And of that, 109 million people are obese, okay? And as you guys know, that if you're overweight, you have high blood pressure, you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna have a combination, more than likely, of a lot of different health issues. So if you're a health and wellness coach, you have a huge pool. Do not think that it's too competitive. Okay, do not, because I'm telling you right now, if you spend right now $20 on ads, right? But for every $20 you spend on ads, generally, you're gonna get in front of about 1,000 people, okay? You could send 1,000 cold DMs if you wanted to, or you could make a post on social. It might get 1,000 views, it might get more, but this you can guarantee with ads to get with $20, get in front of 1,000 new eyeballs every single day, okay? Your niche is not competitive. Right? It is competitive, but it's not so competitive that you can't stand out. If you use the scripts I'm gonna share with you in this video, you can stand out, okay? Now, the other error that I see a lot is that people obsess over targeting. They obsess over it. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna target people who can afford my services. I'm just gonna target this in front of an audience of 10 to 100,000 people. That doesn't work anymore, okay? That doesn't work, right? I'm gonna come over here and kind of just break this down. Targeting is about 20% of what makes an ad successful, okay? So targeting. The other two are equal on both spots. They're gonna be 40% and 40%. And if we can do these two things right, I don't care what your targeting is, you can print money with ads. This script that we're gonna cover has both of these. It has the other 80%. And now how things are going is that, targeting is becoming harder and harder. Well, I say harder and harder. Instagram/Meta is making this easier and easier by removing some of the targeting features So really, if you do both of these two things right, then I'm gonna share with you with these scripts, you can print money. Now, this first thing over here, let's just cover this one over here, is number one is a good hook, okay? Just like in your content, a good hook will make or break an ad. A good hook involves really two things, right? It calls out the right people. So I'm just gonna put avatar. A good hook should only call out and stop the scroll for the right people. If it stops the scroll for everyone, the ad's not gonna work, okay? So good hook calls out the right avatar, and two is that it stops the scroll, okay? Good hooks, call out the right avatar, stop the scroll. If you can do this is gonna honestly account for about 80% of the ad results, okay? Assuming that you've got the next thing in place. Over here, on the other end of this pie chart, over here is a good offer, okay? So if I have a good hook, right? A good hook plus a good offer, I can crush it with ads, even if I can't target anybody, okay? Because targeting is gonna be more hard, okay? Now, when I say good offer, I don't just mean like your offer, as in like what you price your service at, how you service people. When I say good offer in terms of ads, it's really what the ad is promoting, right? So what's the CTA, or like what do people get, right? What do they get when they click on the ad, right? So your offer itself, could be a lead magnet, or it could be your offer, right? Your offer of like how to work with you. Both of these can work extremely well. I'm gonna go over how to use both of them in these scripts, but you have to have a strong offer, right? Because if you stop somebody's scroll with a good hook that calls out the right person, but what you're trying to get them to buy or click on isn't irresistible, it doesn't matter what your targeting is, right? Good hooks plus good offers allow you to print money with ads, okay? If there's anything you get out of this video, you could stop it right here and be like, okay, Matt, cool. Good hook, good offer, make money with ads. That's really all you need, okay? You will need to do some testing, so we can talk about that, but we gotta grab their attention, and then we need to convert that attention with a good offer, all right? And if you don't have these two things, you will, you're gonna do this thing that we hate, which is called, burning money, right? I don't want you guys to burn money, so I'm gonna share with you guys in this next section how to do both of these things with a good script, all right? So let's go ahead and transition over to my computer, and let's get started. All right, so I've got the scripts pulled up. Again, if you want this, there will be a link in the description below where you can just grab it, take this thing, use it as is, or honestly, you could copy this entire thing and paste it into ChatGPT and say, hey, here's my offer, here's my avatar, give me 20 scripts that are indirect and direct, and it'll do it like that, okay? So the two things I'm gonna cover, the two types of scripts, there's actually two scripts inside of here because it depends on what your offer is, right? Like I said before, good offers, good hooks make up 80% of the results of ads. So there's two types of offers you typically can make in an ad. One of them is going to be an indirect video ad. This is going to be promoting a value-driven free training / lead magnet guide, something like that to build trust. The other option is going to be a direct video ad. And with a direct video ad, you're going to be selling or pitching your offer directly, right? Like examples of these would be like, hey, I'm looking for 5 volleyball players that want to do X, Y, and Z this off season. Or another one that you see a lot of is, hey, I will help you lose 20 pounds or you don't pay, and I'll send you $500 to $1,000 back for wasting your time, okay? That's a direct ad, right? Where it's like, look, click the link or DM me this word to learn more about how I can help. Now, both of these strategies have a place. Most B2C, which is business to consumer, which is if you're a health and wellness coach, your B2C offer, most of these should focus, I believe, this is a totally biased, but I'll tell you now, I love indirect ads because it allows you to build a long-term brand, right? I'm leading with value first instead of just saying, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do direct ads. I've got clients that do use direct ads and they crush it as well. Now, let's jump in and as we get to the direct ads section, I'll tell you if you should use it or if you should not use it. So first, I'm gonna cover the frameworks of indirect ads and direct ads. Then I'm gonna give you the actual scripts that go along with them. Okay, so indirect ads, again, these are gonna be lead magnets and providing value first. I love them because they can help you build a brand and are really good for long-term growth. Oftentimes you can build an email list with these, right? Free guides, free trainings, even if it was like a weight loss calculator, something like that, where I can get their email And now I can start to email these people on a regular basis too, right? Don't sleep on email. You might hear that and be like, oh, it's another channel. I'd rather just focus on Instagram. Yes, focus on Instagram until you get to 10, 20K a month. But I'll tell you right now, we crush it with email. We probably book at least 5 to 10 calls a week from email marketing. All right. It feels like a cheat code because I don't spend any money. I just, I write 2 to 3 emails a week, push send, and people book calls with us. It's a very powerful tool, right? Do not sleep on this. Third reason is that these can improve your show rates and your close rates. Okay. Now, the reason this is the case is because if they consume something of yours and they get value from it first, that helps warm them up, and it improves close rates because you've built trust with them because you spent more time with someone. People can only pay you in money or in time, right? So if I have a lead magnet that requires them to spend more time with me, they're going to be more indoctrinated on who I am and how I can help. So that improves show and close rates. So I love this funnel. Okay, I love it. And I think it's the best one that you can do long term. It does take some time to crack. Okay, so before I jump into how it works, the reason that this improves show rates and close rates compared to the direct one is that oftentimes in a direct ad, the ad does most of the lifting. It's like, hey, I'm looking for 5, or hey, get this result or you don't pay. But they haven't spent enough time with you. They're just reaching out or opting in because of your offer. So if you lead with this, like the direct ads, you're going to have to do more selling, where like my business is a much more marketing heavy business, where we indoctrinate a lot of our leads beforehand. So I have a small sales team. I've got 1 closer and I have 2 appointment setters that work in the DMs and emails and stuff like that. And just with that team alone, we're able to make over $200,000 a month in revenue, in cash collected revenue. And I don't have to have a massive sales team. I know people that have 50 to 100K months and they've got like 3 or 4 closers because they have all this volume, but their show rate is atrocious and they can't close at like more than 20%. Where last month, just to give you an example, we have this mainly indirect ads, and then we will oftentimes in email do more direct calls to action and stuff like that. But our pitch to close rate last month alone was right under 50%. It was like 45, 46% pitch to close. Not everybody showed up to calls, right? Not everybody that was on the call got a pitch, but that's the power of leading with value. Smaller teams, better margins, less for me to manage. I like this approach, okay? So let's jump into how this works. Instead of pitching your offer up front, you're going to offer a free training or a resource. This builds trust, establishes you as the credibility, right, as the credible source, and positions you as the go-to expert for the solution or problem that the person has. And when a lead finally books a call, if they watch the entire free training or went through the entire guide, they're already sold on your method, which is everything, right? So for me, even if you do a resource, deliver it via video because people will have to spend more time with you. Like for me, this video is probably already at 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to try to make this video like 30, 40 minutes because I know that if I can provide enough value to somebody and spend enough time with them, they're going to already have more trust with me. So my YouTube is on purpose very long. Right? And the same thing can happen with your resource. It doesn't have to be super long, but a free training that's 20 to 30 minutes long and maybe some follow-up emails that have a little longer videos or podcasts in there too will help you build trust because people need repeated exposure and they need to spend more time with you before they can buy, right? I've used this analogy a couple times is the Google's 7-11-4 rule. And essentially what it states is that the average consumer, we'll just talk about the one point, the 7-11-4 says that the average consumer spends about 7 hours consuming, like researching the product, etc., before they buy, okay? 7 hours. So that could be how many podcasts can I send them, right? How many longer form stuff can they consume of mine before they're ready to buy? That's a lot of time, right? All right, now let's jump into the indirect ad format, and then we'll talk about the direct ads, and then we'll give examples on what those ad scripts look like. So indirect ads, they're made up of typically 5 components. Number 1 is a hook, right? Hook grabs the attention immediately, ideally only calling out the right people for your offer. We don't want everyone to stop the scroll, just the ideal client. Second is the story, right? Story, and it shares a relatable experience that you went through because most of us as coaches, consultants are the ideal client. Like we're trying to serve our past version of ourselves. We can talk about the story of something that we went through that relates to them. Or if we don't have that, authority building story would be one of our clients, right? Hook, tell a story of one of your clients or you, ideally you convert better. And then once you tell that story, show proof that you've done this with other people too, right? It establishes credibility or key insight. ChatGPT wrote this. I have no idea what that means. No, it's just results in credibility, okay? And then after that, you're gonna sell the training or sell the resource, right? So it's like, why should I watch this? What am I gonna get from this, right? Why should I watch this? What am I gonna get from it? How is it gonna help me, change my life? Explain it to them. Because again, the combo is a strong hook plus a strong offer is what's going to make the ad perform well. So strong hook, boom, you hook them in more of the story, you show them proof, and you sell the resource. This is that other 40%. The offer part is this here, right? Really, all three of these sections are offer. Hook, right? If I look at the hook and then offer, those are the two main components outside of targeting that help with an ad. That's how this is broken up, okay? Hook, offer. So we sell the resource and then we tell them what to do next to claim the training or resource. That is the main components. I've got it broken down. You'll kind of see it in a second, how I break this down and have like mid-roll CTAs, etc. So we'll get into that. But these are the main 5 components of every single indirect video ad that's going to be giving away a free training or a resource. And again, the other one we have are direct video ads. Now, the direct video ads work really well for B2B offers. So if you're a marketing agency, business coach, etc., these work really well because you're like, here, I'll help you get this result, or you don't pay, right? And again, it can work for health coaches too. Typically, it works better if you have a big brand. So like if you already have 50,000 plus followers, you can launch these because whenever we launch ads, even if we don't do retargeting, it's gonna put it in front of people who are likely to click on the ad. So if you already have a big brand, like 50,000 followers plus, I would launch these ads because your followers will see it first. And you can like really pick up some leads pretty fast and sales pretty fast. And typically the ROI you can get on these direct ads can be higher at the start than the indirect ads. But again, long-term, if you want to build a brand with cold traffic, people who don't know, like, and trust you, indirect is the way to go. All right. So if you got a big brand, it works. If you have a unique niche, right? So the ones that I found that work the best are like, here's an example, brides to be. They only have a small amount of time. There's urgency there. Sports. So like I work with pickleball coaches, run coaches, volleyball coaches, and the niche itself is such a smaller group of people that this can stand out. So like direct ads work well when you have a unique niche. They also work really well if you do any type of rehab or gut health, because again, the pain is high enough right here, right? Like if you have physical pain, the pain that you're experiencing is so high, you're looking for a solution. You don't want to keep living with pain. Oftentimes when we're doing like weight loss or even business coaching and stuff like that, the pain isn't super high unless something like an instance happens where they go to the doctor, or a family, they go to the doctor and the doctor tells them they have high blood pressure and they realize, oh man, my dad had high blood pressure and he died early. They have this like freak out moment, right? Then the pain is high enough to where they're going to start looking for solutions ASAP. But for most people, they live with being out of shape for a very long time. So again, I like the indirect ads better long-term for that. And then the fourth way that these things really work is if you have a really strong risk reversal. So this is like, hey, if you don't get the result in this amount of time, I'll give you your money back. Plus I will pay you on top of it $1,000 for wasting your time. That can work really well. Now, you might get some people here who say money back and they're just coming in because it seems risk-free to them. So sometimes these ads can crush, sometimes they'll bring in shitty leads, okay? Just gonna be honest with it, okay? And the problem with these ads is that, again, you don't really have trust yet unless you have this bigger brand. So the hardest part here is that you may get a ton of leads or book calls, but the show rate is typically worse because they don't know who you are, right? And they don't have that trust yet. So I always pair this with a free training and I'll send it before the call to improve the show rates. So even if they book with a direct offer, I'll still send, coming back up here, the typical lead magnet I would send with an indirect ad so that I can build trust. They can spend more time with me. And if you create the free training / lead magnet the right way, the offer is already inside of it. So like you kind of at the end of a free training, you say, hey, here's the process that I use to get my clients results. If you want help with this, here, book a call, right? So you kind of in an indirect free training ad still tell people what you do. So they spend more time with you and they've already heard your offer before they get onto a call. So if you are doing direct ads, still send a free training or resource that shows people your unique process from start to finish so you can use it to build that know, like, and trust. All right. Now, the 4 components, there's 5 components in the indirect ads. There's only 4 components in a direct ad. You've got a hook, all right? Hook stops the scroll for the right people. You've got a promise with risk reversal. Risk reversals are extremely important with this direct ad because if I don't know, like, and trust you, you've got to have a killer offer to get to hook me in. Okay. So risk reversal could be, or you don't pay. Hey, guaranteed results, or we'll work with you for free until you do. Hey, we'll guarantee results, and if it doesn't work, you'll get a full refund and extra money on top, right? So it's kind of like a no-brainer offer. The direct ads are all about your no-brainer offer. For example, we're testing these right now. Most of my business to this point has been based off indirect free training ads, but we're experimenting with these right now. And mine is, we'll help you get 20 new clients in 6 months, or you don't pay. So that would be issuing a full refund to the clients that don't hit that, assuming they do all the things they need to. And for them to do that, they do need to spend money on ads, and we want them to spend about $50 a day. Okay, so that's our guarantee, and that's the promise. And we're leading with that, right? We call out the health coaches, make a big bold promise, say, we'll help you get this or you don't pay. And then we show proof, and then we tell them what to do next. Okay, that's the main components: hook, promise, proof, CTA. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next, this is where we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the actual scripts. This first part here is more theory and more frameworks of the ads. Now, this one's going to be how to actually write that, because the order of some of those things that I talked about earlier are going to change based off of, honestly, just based off of copywriting scripts and frameworks that we've found that work really well. All right. So we're going to start with a indirect video ad script. Again, if you guys want this, there will be a link in the description below. You can click it, opt in, grab it, and start using it to sign more clients today. So what we're going to be doing for this indirect video ad, this is the copywriting framework called the Hook Story Offer Framework. There are lots of other copywriting frameworks. I really like the Hook Story Offer Framework. It's just really simple. And again, we can connect on a personal level with that story. And typically those types of ads will convert higher because we're being vulnerable and sharing something vulnerable to start. And we need to do that to build trust. All right. So indirect ads, think all about building trust first. The structure of an indirect ad, right? Here is the Hook Story Offer Framework that I want you guys to follow. Hook grabs attention. You're going to start with a compelling, relatable, or bold statement to stop the scroll. Then you're going to tell a story. You're going to share a personal struggle or a transformation about an ideal client that you've worked with to build trust or connection. You're then going to present the offer, right? Present the free training, the solution, show them how it can solve their problems and what they'll get by watching the training. Then action CTA. So it's going to be tell them what to do next to go watch the training. Then you're going to show them proof that people who've taken the action and who've watched the training have gotten results after using it. And then again, we're going to sell the training even more. Provide a quick overview of what they're going to get when they watch the training. We've got to have a strong hook, right? And a strong offer. So you have to sell the resource. You can't just be like, I made this training, go check it out. That doesn't work. Like, you've got to be like, hey, if this is you, this was me too. 12 months ago, I was in the same position here. I tried blank, 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 blank. It didn't work. Then I discovered this new method that helped me go from here to here in X amount of time. If you want to get the exact blueprint of what I did to go from here to here, click the link below. The same exact process hasn't just helped me, it's helped over 300 people do blank. Inside the training, you're going to learn blank, blank, blank. So click the link below, grab that training today so you can insert goal. And like when I write ads, I just write them one section at a time. You could write 5 sections, 5 hooks, 3 stories, 2 offers, and write a bunch of these. You write ads in sections, and then you combine them together, and you make something that's strong, right? Like I don't just open a Google Doc and just start, hey, health coaches. Like that's a terrible way to start to make an ad. We always go off of frameworks, and we write each section one at a time. Okay. So here's an example of one, okay? And I'll be honest, this one, ChatGPT totally helped me with this one. So it's good, but it could be way better. I'm sharing this more as an example so you can see the frameworks. That's pretty good. I made one up on the spot. It's pretty good, But we'll do that again here. All right, hook. I used to think I just had a slow metabolism. Turns out I was doing everything wrong. This would be for like a female weight loss client, right? The targeting of this would probably be just women, but this is already a good statement because this is a thought that they have in their head, right? For years, I tried everything to lose weight. Cutting carbs, eating less, doing more cardio. But no matter how hard I worked, the scale barely moved. I felt exhausted, frustrated, and honestly, I started to believe my body just wasn't capable of losing weight anymore, right? So hook, yes, this is me. Oh man, all of this story is probably what ideal people think, right? Like I tried cutting carbs, eating less, doing cardio, none of it worked. Offer. Then I discovered a simple 3-step system that changed everything. It wasn't about eating less or exercising more. Once I made this shift, finally, the weight started coming off. That's why I put together a free training to break down why most weight loss plans set you up to fail, and the simple 3-step system I use to help women over 40 lose weight without starving themselves and spending hours in the gym. Okay, so hook, story, offer. I'm talking about the 3-step system is my offer, and I present a free training, right? So click the link below to get instant access to the training. It's free, and I promise it will change how you approach weight loss forever. It's the exact system that's helped over 500 women lose weight and keep it off, like Sarah, who lost 30 pounds and finally broke free from yo-yo dieting, or Amanda, who started eating more and saw results in just weeks, right? Then we'll jump into what you get in the training, right? So again, I'm selling the training. Inside, I'll show you why most weight loss advice actually is slowing your progress, the 3 biggest mistakes women over 40 make when trying to lose weight, and I'll give you a simple science-based system to help you lose weight without extreme diets. Just click the link below now and watch a training before it comes down, or while it's still available, right? Do you see how simple this is? This one says 45 to 60 seconds. This might be closer to a minute and a half, but if I wanted to make it shorter, I would just make these 2 sections here just 1 line. And the cool part is, like, when you look at ads and stuff, you can see where people drop off in Ads Manager. So you could figure out, all right, man, I'm losing people at 30 seconds. You might want to have a call to action sooner. So you can just shorten this section, or even like rearrange some of the sections a little bit. So like you can kind of like plug and play and use it as like boxes and placeholders. So that's an example of a free training ad using the hook, story, offer framework. If you guys want this, again, it'll be linked in the description below. All right, now let's jump into the direct video ad script. Again, this is going to be for people who are directly calling out their offer. They have a strong guarantee. They have a very niche population, or they've got a big following. All right. So this one is longer. You're going to ask, why is it longer? Well, guys, this is less than a minute, right? But I'm giving something away for free. I don't need to sell something really hard if it's free. Do you know what I mean? So, some of these indirect ads I've made even up to 15 seconds, like short. But typically the longer for indirect will give you a better quality lead, right? Not just like a cheap lead. So I like 45 to 60 seconds for an indirect free training ad. Before I get to the offer, I'm layering on pain and I'm layering on qualification stuff before they get there. So my lead cost might be a little bit higher, but they should be higher quality, because I'm not just saying free training, grab it right now. Like anyone's gonna grab it, right? I'm like layering this on to where they have to stick around for 20 to 30 seconds. Before I just said this, is like, if you're not getting enough leads, you can shorten it. If you're getting too many leads and quality sucks, just make it longer. But with the direct ad, because you're asking a lot of them, right? You're asking them, hey, I'm gonna work with me. You've got to sell harder. These are harder ads to crack because you have to sell harder. You have to have a better offer. You have to have better proof. So these direct ads are generally longer. Okay, the best ones I've seen are longer. So typically these are gonna be between 2 to 3 minutes. So they'll be 2 to 3 times as long. And here's how the sections are broken up. You're gonna start with a hook, calls out the avatar and leads with their problems. You're gonna throw in the promise with risk reversal. You're then gonna qualify them more, who's it for. You're gonna show proof. You're gonna have your first CTA, okay? And honestly, some people will stop right here and they'll just click. That's great. Some people need more proof, and that's why this is longer, right? So some people, this could be 45 seconds, they click. And then after that, I'm gonna sell myself, introduce yourself. Why you're the expert, your story, so sell yourself. Then you're gonna sell your method, how it's different, show proof again, another CTA. And then finally, you'll close this thing out with, and remember, if you don't get results, you don't pay. So you have nothing to lose by clicking the link below and DMing me this word, applying, just to learn more, right? So I have 3 different CTAs and all of this to sell that click, sell that getting of the lead, right? So let's jump in. This was a fun one. I actually really enjoy writing these ads. They're fun. Yeah, they're just fun. Okay, but they don't always work. They're fun, but they don't always work. So hook, ladies over 50, if you're struggling to lose weight and don't feel as confident as you used to, watch this video. Okay, simple call out, leading with a problem. Struggling to lose weight and don't feel as confident as you used to, right? I'm looking for 3, right? Now it's promise. I'm looking for 3 women over 50 who want to drop 10 to 20 pounds, build muscle, and feel amazing again. If you follow the plan and you don't see results in 16 weeks, you don't pay, right? Something like that. You could have more if you want to, but something just simple, right? Looking for 5 women over 50 who want this result, right here. And if you don't see results, you don't pay, okay? Qualify. This is for women who have at least 20 pounds to lose, are dealing with fatigue, bloating, and just don't feel like themselves anymore. You wake up exhausted, your clothes fit tighter, and nothing seems to work. If that's you, keep watching. It's a good ad, right? I get it because I've been there. I use this exact process to go from 165 to 125. And typically you would have some sort of like, photo pop up. And if you're running any ads with B-roll and stuff like that, don't ever put side by sides up next to each other. That's a compliancy issue. But what you can do is just show a photo of you jacked, or you can show a photo of you before and then 5 seconds later, show a picture of you after. Right? I get it, right? And I've helped over 500 women do the same. Like Tammy, who dropped 34 pounds and finally felt like herself again. You'd show a B-roll of Tammy smiling, super happy. Or Jen, who went from 200 to 150 and got her energy back. Again, like happy, yay, right? Or Nora, a mom of 4 who got back to her pre-pregnancy weight 20 years later. You guys also notice how I'm like emphasizing like how I'm saying it? That's like honestly such a big part of ads and people don't talk about it. It's just the scripts. Okay, this is fun. All right, CTA number 1. If you want to see exactly how this works, click the link below and I'll send you a short video, or you can send like more info, breaking down the process in detail, right? So first time I'm telling them what to do. Qualify, proof, CTA, click the link below to get more info, right? And then I'm going to sell myself and sell the method. If we haven't met, my name is Dr. Matt, and I know exactly how frustrating it is to try everything. Diets, workouts, only to see no real change. I was in the same spot, struggling to get rid of the stubborn weight until I found a method that actually works for women in their 50s. Now I help women just like you do the exact same. Okay, so I position myself as the authority and also said, hey, I've been there too, right? I mean, I'm not 50, I'm not a woman, but if this was my avatar, that's what I'd say, right? And if you don't have that experience, then you would change it to being like, I've been coaching for 10 years and I specialize in women over the age of 50. On average, here are the results that my clients see. That's what you would probably do instead to sell yourself. Then we're going to introduce/sell the method. Most programs fail women over 50 because they don't consider the hormonal changes, metabolism shifts, and the way our bodies respond to food and exercise as we age, right? Digging into pain, creating separation between what I offer and someone else. That's why my method is different. It's specifically designed for women in this stage of life. It's not about starving yourself or doing endless cardio. It's about using science-based systems that work with your body, not against it. Proof. I'm going to reuse the testimonials that I already used up here, right? So I would just do that again. That's why women like Tammy, Jen, and Nora, right? Just have them pop up on the screen, have had such incredible success. This method works, period. Or, this method just works. Click the link below and I'll send you a short video or more information explaining exactly how it works. And if it makes sense for you, we'll chat about how we can make it happen for you too. And remember, if we decide to work together, and you don't get into incredible shape in 16 weeks, you won't pay, right? Or you don't pay. I'm that confident in this system. So if you're ready to finally see results, click the link below and take your first step today. So good, right? I think it's pretty good. So of course I do. It's my script. But those are the 2 ad scripts that I'm seeing a lot of success with right now. They both work. And again, the money in this whole presentation here is really just this structure here for direct ads and this structure here for indirect ads, right? You can use these, write them section by section, and make good ads. Because I'm going to close this thing out. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video when I showed my iPad, okay? Targeting is 20% of the success of a campaign. 80% is going to come from having a good hook and a strong offer. With these scripts, you can make a strong hook and a strong offer. The hook we add as emotional elements of your story, and you saw in both of these, to capture the right people. And then the offer itself, we have to sell it. So even if you're doing a free training, sell the crap out of the free training. Why should I opt into this free thing? Tell me how it's better than anything else out there. Sell it. And the same thing for your offer. If you're doing a direct ad offer, you've got to sell the crap out of this because you're also asking a bigger ask. You need to show how this is different. You need to show your case studies, your testimonials, and you have to position yourself differently than what everyone else is doing. And if you don't do that, you won't get good results. If you do it, you can print money. You can get leads every single day. You can sign 5, 10, 20 clients a month and really scale your business to 20 to 100K a month pretty quick. Ads work like this. All right. They work very fast. We have people who launch these in their first month will do 20K a month when they've been doing like 5 to 10K a month, right? Like for me, when I launched ads for B2B, I was doing 20, 30K a month. And within 3 months went from there to 90 to 100K, maybe 3 to 4 months. Like it was pretty fast. And that's because we already have a good offer and I'm just showing people, hey, here's how I can help. So that's what I got for you guys today. Again, if you guys want the links to everything that's inside of here, this exact ad script template, go ahead and click the link in the description. And there it'll pull up a little pop-up. You can opt in and we'll send this all to you via text, email. So you've got it to use so you can sign more clients today. All right, that's all I got. If you guys like this video, smash the subscribe button. I create daily content just like this to help you grow and scale your coaching business online. All right, see you guys next time.